Well, one of the investors profiled in The Big Short is not willing to take on a lot of risk right now. Let's bring in Steve Eisman, host of the Real Eisman Playbook podcast. He's former senior portfolio manager at Neuberger Berman. Steve, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me back.
Podcaster. Now.
Well, I mean, look, he goes from Steve Eisman's suit and tie.
And now he's got a podcast wardrobe.
He always looks good, though.
Yeah.
Valerie's doing a great job. Yeah, anyway.
So my wardrobe has been redone by my wife and daughters.
As it should be. All right. So in terms of not willing to take risks, why not? Are you worried about valuations? Now, what is your biggest concern?
I have one concern, and that's tariffs. That's it. I mean, the market's gotten pretty complacent about it, but, you know, in any trade negotiation, the details really matter. And I think negotiating with Europe about tariffs is incredibly complicated because each country effectively has a veto on any issue that it wants, that thinks it's important. And I don't know what's going to happen with China. I don't know how to I just don't know how to handicap this because there's just too many balls in the air. So, I mean, I'm long only. I've taken some risks down, and I'm just sitting pat.
What do you make of the action in the bond market? And I know, you know, we've been on a number of panels in the past, and you said I can't think about the deficit. It matters until it matters.
The same way. I mean, you were talking Jamie Dimon before.
Yeah.
And every couple of years, with all due respect to Jamie Dimon, who's a great CEO, Jamie Dimon likes to get on his soapbox and start uttering nattering nabobs of negativism.
Hold on, nattering nabobs
of negativism.
That's very Dr.
That's actually from...
That's alliteration, guy.
You know,
that's what we call alliteration.
William Safire wrote that in the 70s for Spiro Agnew. It was actually very famous in its day. I like to use it once in a blue moon.
That was the time.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well done.
So when Jamie gets on that, nabob soapbox of his, I tend not to pay too much attention.
All right. So you don't want to take a lot, but you're still long only, and you're still long, and you're still in, I would assume, Mag 7 heavily.
I am.
So you're not. Have you changed that position at all? Lightened up?
I mean, I've lightened up a little bit on pretty much everything, but I'm pretty invested.
Yeah.
So I think it was the last time that I was on when you were on, you talked about NVIDIA and Jensen Huang.
Yes.
And how you have never seen anyone sort of, I don't know if it was confident or something to express confidence.
I mean, those numbers were wild.
Yes. So that was a while back.
I mean, you think about it, what is this, a $3 trillion company whose revenue grew 69%? I mean, it's unbelievable when you think about it. It's insane. So I just think the AI revolution is early. But, if God forbid there's a trade war, none of that will matter in the near term. It just won't.
What do you make of the gold market, Steve? Because, I mean, it sells off, but then it comes back on days like today, raging back. Karen mentioned copper. I mean, I think the gold market is trying to tell us all something. Thoughts?
I'm not a gold guy. I tend not to pay too much attention to gold. I really don't.
So, by the way, Steve, it is a real Don Johnson look you're working tonight. And so I'm using that as
my wife and daughter hopefully are watching, and they're taking the compliment.
100%.
100%.
It's a compliment. And that was probably, when Miami Vice was run, that was probably the last time we balanced the budget. Now, I know you don't care about the deficit on some level, but I do think it's relevant, at least around the times it appears that this administration blinked, when we had a 10-year auction, and there was certainly, like, the rest of the world was paying attention, and we were seeing a spike in the 10-year. That was a combination of a lot of themes you've at least listened to for years. A lot of these themes aren't new. In fact, not
new. They're 40 years old.
Correct. So therefore, you at times have played that theme, at least the theme around where the system was either over-levered and there was a lot of...
I never played the deficit game. I mean, I sat in a room with Pete Peterson in the 90s when he was nabobbing about the deficit back then. So
But are foreign investors nabobbing about investing in the United States?
I really just don't take all that seriously. People like to pontificate. The deficit is Wall Street's version of virtue signaling. People like to come on, shows like this and say, I'm against the deficit. And then the next guest comes out and says, oh, he's not. I'm much more against the deficit than he is. It's all virtue signaling. But at the end of the day, yeah, the 10 years gone up, but it's still 4.5%. It's not like there's some massive crazy sell-off.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's virtue signaling, but I don't take it all that seriously.